Okay, so hi everybody, I am Infinitenin, and this is my painting and talking channel. Earlier I made a video about, it was titled The Anxiety One. I made it just a couple hours ago, and it was about me feeling anxious regarding the outcome of a particular scenario that I am invested in turning out in a particular way, and how I was trying to use painting as a positive way to affect a state change instead of reaching for something unhealthy like food or illicit drugs or alcohol or whatever it is that can take you out of an uncomfortable moment. So I took my own advice and I made a painting. And the painting that I made is actually right here. And I don't think it's finished yet. This is, sorry, yeah. I did this one after. I did this one after the initial painting, which I decided to scrap because I wasn't happy with it. And then I started another one, and this is what I came out with, and that's in a video that I haven't uploaded yet. But here's the important thing. In the video, the anxiety one, I was talking about how I was anticipating a negative outcome, and it was creating anxiety. And that was completely unnecessary, and there's no reason to do that, because whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and as long as I put my best foot forward and I, suit up and show up and do the best that I can, the results are not up to me. We could even go so far as to say the results are up to the universe, or, that big three-letter word, God. They're not up to me. I'm just here to do my part, and my part is to just suit up and show up and do the deal. So, in the middle of that video, or maybe immediately after, I received a phone call that everything had turned out exactly the way I wanted it to turn out. Now, of course, I had an elevated state, or I had a state change based on the desired outcome being a reality. I also recognized that it would not have mattered if I had gotten the opposite response from the situation. Because in the end, I have to believe, and I choose to believe, and this is for me, and this works for me, when I can actually access it. I really believe that whatever happens is in my best interest, that the universe has my back. And I spoke in an earlier video about how sometimes when I think I really want something to happen, and then it does happen, it's not really what I thought I wanted, and then sometimes when it doesn't happen, something different happens that is actually a better scenario for me than what I thought I wanted for myself. So we don't always know what's best for ourselves. All of that being said, wow, that was like a lot of talking. All of that being said, I went ahead and did some self-care. I did take an extra long shower, and I blow dried my hair again, and I feel good. So I'm going to drink some water. Stay hydrated, everyone. And I'm going to paint a little more, and you guys can join me. And as I think of things, I'll say them out loud, because that's generally what I do. People who know me know that I do that. I guess all of you out there watching internet land are getting to know me as well. So, let's see. Let's do a mystery painting. This solution is a mystery solution because it's the runoff from cleaning my brushes and various tools. So I'm just gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. Crud. So like I said, this is just with the runoff from cleaning my sponges and brushes. All of this beautiful color in here, all the sweat that's happening, is only one color. So sometimes less is more. I'm going to use some color straight off the board. Yeah. I did not know that I could do both hands. Apparently I can. sometimes you just have to keep going over and going over and going over and going over until something makes sense, and that's okay too. There's another good metaphor. So we're back to the nothing has to be a blank slate. This is an experiment. That's all that this is. This is always an experiment. If there's something in your life that you do not like, you do not have to keep doing it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. You do not have to keep doing things that do not make you feel good or safe. And here is a good example of that. I was not really thrilled with where that painting was going, so I don't have to make it a clear, perfect white slate. And I can even go on the back of that page. You know what? Flip the script. Let's do that. Flip the script and start on the back. Start on the back. I don't like what's happening on the back. There's like too much stuff going on there. It's affecting the front of the painting. Yeah, put some isopropyl alcohol on the back. It's the same. This back is the same as the front. You know what? It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible, people, that the back of this painting actually turns out to be the painting itself. And let's find out if that is what's happening. Because it might be. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that just be something to have a visual aid for literally flipping the script on a painting? I'm happy about this already. So, where are we at? Go this way. And then I want to add a little bit of color. I want to see what happens. Don't be afraid to make a mess. I got a little bit too careful there. I can feel myself getting too careful. And that's stifling creativity. I was becoming too concerned, too hyper-focused on a particular outcome. Again, outcomes. We don't have control over outcomes. Now, one would argue, or one could argue, or one may argue, that in art, you do have control over outcomes. And now I have cool nail polish. I would be inclined to agree with that as someone who is familiar with multiple classically trained... See, now we're back on the other side, and now we have... I really like where this is going. We're just going to keep flipping and flipping and flipping until we get to where we want to be. You know what I'm going to do? I was saying something just then. It'll come to me. Anyhow, that was me being in flow. You just caught me in flow. We're going to keep flipping and flipping and flipping until this painting makes sense. And in the meantime, I'm going to add some isopropyl onto the board and flatten the... I'm going to use it as a... This was the original, okay? See how it's got stuff around the side edges there? All right, and then I flipped it over and did that. And now I'm going to take the original side, and I'm going to just a classically trained artist can affect a painting. They can paint something straight out of their mind. They can look at something and draw it exactly the way that they want it, or paint it the way that they want it. Bob Ross was a master of doing that. Plenty of famous artists from the past can take something. Musicians do that. They want a certain chord progression, or whatever. And so, yes, you do have control over outcomes in a way. There's a limit to what we can control, but that doesn't stop the ego from giving it a good. What's that phrase? Good try, something. I think it needs more time and more isopropyl alcohol on its face. And I think this is great. This is just a wonderful metaphor. A life metaphor. Love doing life metaphors with you guys. Clean the board up a little. Now look at that. Look at that. That's way more interesting than what I had there previously. And this is all okay. And this is also a great informational like reduce, reuse, recycle. Everything I'm using right now it's the runoff from used tools, and that is really kind of awesome. It's the runoff from used tools, and it's the remainder of previous paintings on the board. So this is a utilitarian painting, as far as I'm concerned, and it's alchemical. I mean, it's really quite something. Even right now, I'm really digging it. I'm going to add, it's a greenish. It's many layered. It's good. It's multidimensional. It's definitely interesting. This is like killing me. I need some ventilation in here, I think. Okay, this is where I'm going to pause. Again, Infinitenin, like and subscribe. You can see some of my paintings on Monsoonina. I hope everyone is having a safe and happy, healthy Friday night, and I look forward to painting with you again soon. Sorry for all the mess here. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this does, because this is going to be like a really badass painting. Have a great Friday night, everyone. Until next time.